So every year we have a bunch of formations that end up needing to be updated over and over and over and over and over again because they end up being some of the best formations in the game. 4-3 even 6-1 falls under that category. Now, before I get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below, and hit that noti bell so you guys never miss an upload. And if you guys got nothing to say, just comment FTA. Stands for the algorithm and helps push these videos to more and more people. And the more people we reach, the more people we grow. The more people we grow. That's just weird. But anyways, 4-3 even 6-1. It is one of the best defensive formations in Madden 25. It has been one of the best defensive formations for the past few years now. Excuse me. And in the most recent MCS that we have watched, there were a few people running a specific blitz out of it where they are looping out of the defensive line and getting very, very good pressure simply by sending 4 people. Now, in this video, we're going to be going over a similar blitz, but it's going to be a blitz where it's not necessarily a blitz. We're just sort of creating our own disengages, and this is going to work out of 4-3 quarters. It probably works out of a bunch of different formations, but I think out of 4-3, out of cover 4 quarters, out of the 4-3 even 6-1, I think that is where you will find the best variation of it. So these are going to be the playbooks where you can find 4-3 even 6-1. And I'm going to shamelessly plug in my ebook. If you guys haven't checked it out, it is down in the description below. It is out of 3-4 odd. It is, to me, one of the best defenses that you guys can run. I go over zone, I go over man coverage, I go over the blitzes, I go over everything. And the best part about it is you can combine what I'm going to be telling you guys today coming out of the 4-3 even 6-1 with the 3-4 odd, depending on what kind of playbooks you guys are currently rocking. So check the ebook out. Let me know what you guys think if you guys already have it. We've actually had a good amount of people buy it, and I appreciate the love and support on that. So let's get right into the blitz, because I think this is something that is going to work very well even in the MCS. Now, in the MCS, the variation for this blitz, mind you, you don't have to do anything with any coaching adjustments for this blitz specifically. So we're just going to be coming out of cover 4 quarters. Again, you guys know where to find it, and that's enough yapping for me. So cover 4 quarters, you don't need to call any other play in this playbook. So what you're going to want to do, so the normal blitz that everybody, especially in the MCS, is currently running is they are shifting their D-line to the left or to the right, and they're crashing towards whichever side, excuse me, and then they're crashing towards whichever side that they shifted their D-line, and then they're trying to engage with the center as much as possible, hoping to create a disengage. Now, that is pretty much what happens, but usually it happens towards the other side. So to explain the blitz a little bit more, they're engaging with the center and then dragging themselves over to the right a little bit. Now, they drag themselves over to the right a little bit to also engage with the defensive, with the offensive guard. So you see how 85 is engaging with the defensive tackle. Unfortunately, he ends up hitting us with a spin move. I don't know why Dexter Lawrence is hitting us with a spin move like he's prime Dwight Freeney, but that's exactly what he's doing. He hits us with a spin move, disengage, sack. Right? I'm going to try to run it a couple more times just so you guys can get a nice clear example of what it's supposed to look like. It is it's a difficult blitz to kind of make happen, but once you get comfortable with it, you will end up getting a lot of pressure. Now, I figured, why not take this blitz and try to make it a little bit better, or try to add my own little spin to it. That's what I do to most blitzes that I end up coming across. And I said, what's the difference with this one? So what I'm going to be showing you guys today is something that you guys are going to be able to use in a lot of different playbooks. And it is the outside disengage. It is the edge threat disengage that will help you guys get a lot of pressure. So depending on which side is the strong side of the field here. So right now we have more defenders on the right side. More offensive players on the right side. Not only that, but we're actually in a quad formation on the offense, which means we have 4 receivers on that right side. So as you can see, there's a lot of targets that are going towards that side. So if you notice that you have a lot of people going towards that side, I'm going to want to run the blitz towards that side. And it's not really a blitz. This is probably the best 3-man pressure that you guys will get in the game without absolutely glitching out a D-line. So what you're going to want to do is shift your D-line towards the side, towards the strong side of the offense. So right now, the right side is the strong side. So we're going to press left on the directional, and then we're going to press right on the left stick, and it's going to shift your D line. You can shift, you can pinch, you can show blitz. It doesn't really matter. All you're doing is engaging with the defensive line, and as you can see, you can shift them. And then we're going to crash towards that same exact way, just like this. Now, if you are facing a mobile quarterback, you now have the option to take this guy here and put him as a spy. If you're facing a stationary quarterback like a Tom Brady or somebody who's got, let's say, 85 and less speed, you can take this guy and put him in a vert hook. This is going to add to your defense. This is going to add to your defensive coverage. Now, after that, you're going to take your user and hover him right here, right towards the outside of these two, right towards the outside of the defensive end. And then when you call hike, you are going to crash inside. You're going to engage, and then you can switch stick, or you can just bring your guy all the way back up to use him as a user. And this is why we're going to do it to the strong side of the field, because if we did it to the left side right now, if we did it to the left side and I was hovering over here with my user, well, that's going to leave everything on that right side completely open, and that's not something that we want to deal with. So we're going to hover towards this right side, so our user is also here, and then we're going to crash down towards that defensive guy, and then we're going to let it go. Now, if we're facing a mobile quarterback, that mobile quarterback is going to make sure that the quarterback stays contained, and that time the blitz actually didn't work. But again, you're just looking to get that contained situation happen. So you're going to hover right as close as possible, kind of make it look like if there's a tight end that's here, kind of make it look like you're trying to jam the tight end, and then jam right inside. And as you can see, that 3-man pressure, it creates those disengages, which is going to allow for your defense to pretty much get pressure while only sending 3 people. This is sort of like a sneaky tactic that you only want to run if you're facing somebody who is a heavy passer. So again, when you only send 3 people, whoever you're playing ends up doing one of 3 things. They end up taking their sweet time. This is what happens when people send 3, right? Let's go ahead and just put these 2 guys in. Let's put them all in spies. So this is what happens when you send 3. You either have a guy who makes a quick read, and then boom, oh my God, he's thrown his dart. All right, we have to take that read away. Or you end up with a situation where they end up using the pocket presence and sitting there waiting for the deepest route on the field to open up so they can go ahead and dart you for an absolute dot. So right now, let's say this was the case, boom, because you're only sending 3 people, so a lot of the times your defense ends up looking foolish by not sending more people. What we're doing right now is we're taking that away, and we're only giving them a certain amount of time to actually go ahead and achieve a pass that could potentially harm your team pretty much. So if you're facing a non-stationary quarterback, you're going to want to have a spy. If you're facing a stationary quarterback, you're going to want to have a hook of some sort, because you know that quarterback's not going to be scrambling out in the pocket. Now, the third option that happens when a situation like this happens is they end up climbing up in the pocket, right? And this is only when a mobile quarterback happens. They climb up in the pocket, and then they try to scramble out. That's what the spy takes away. So you have to make sure that you have the spy there. So the defense, once again, we're going to shift our D-line and crash our D-line towards the strong side of the field. The defensive end on the weak side of the field, we're going to either put him in a vert hook, a seam streak. You can even double Mabel with this guy if you guys want to. You can do whatever you guys want with this guy here. But again, if he's a mobile quarterback, make sure you're spying, or you're going to end up having a rough time dealing with somebody being able to roll out in the pocket and just getting a lot of yards on you. And then you're going to hover here, kind of make it look like you're about to jam the receiver, and then crash down to pretty much create a disengage between the D-line. Now that time I didn't crash before. You want to crash into the right tackle. You simply want to try to crash into the right tackle every single time that you try to run this. So that's why I say stay as close as possible. And as soon as they call hike, you're going to want to try to engage with the D-line to hopefully end up causing them to not be able to make a read or causing some kind of disengage. I want to get a perfect disengage because, again, it is practice mode, and practice mode ends up being a little bit janky because you can also hover here too, but hovering here seems to have gotten me the best results. So again, you want to hover there, and as you can see, that is the result we are looking for. So if you made it to the end of this video, that is the result that we are looking for. And the beauty about this is you can get a disengage result with multiple people on the D line. So all we did was kind of push that guy into the defensive end, the guard, which resulted in 2 people attacking the guard here, resulting in this blitz working absolutely perfect and us getting that disengage. And what are they going to do with a 3-man disengage? You can't block this. You can't really block these kind of blitzes because we're kind of forcing the engagement from the D line. So let's see if we can get another one real quick, and that's how we're going to end off the video. Because again, this to me is one of the best blitzes. So you can sit there and kind of crash towards the inside of them. And then again, even if the blitz doesn't come in, you're only sending 3 people, which means you have so much coverage over the top of it that it's going to make your opponent's life a little bit more difficult. So again, final thing to pretty much note. If you're doing this method, right, take your guy out of his 3-rec. You don't need him in a 3-rec anymore. You can put him in a mid-read. You can put him in a hook curl, because you can also switch stick onto the spy there as well if you notice that the pressure is coming in. And then boom, as you can see, we're jamming right there. That is how you run one of the most toxic looking, it's not even a blitz, I don't even know what to call it. It's not a 3-man blitz, it's more of a 3-man disengage. But I promise you, this will help you stop a lot of the passers in Madden, and it will result in a lot of sacks. It will result in a lot of interceptions, and it will result in your defense seeming like it's some godlike kind of defense. And if anybody ever asks you where you got it from, tell them Pwny did it. Who taught you how to run a blitz? Tell them Pwny did it. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. My name is Pwny. I will catch you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think about this blitz, because I think it's easily one of the easiest coverage blitzes that you guys can run in the game, and it's probably one of the most frustrating, simply because of how it's 3-man pressure. And again, we're just engaging with the D line, and that time I engaged a little bit too far. I should have just left it exactly how we had it. But either way, you guys seen the blitz, you guys know it works, you guys seen it firsthand, so take it out to the field with you. Happy blitzing. My name is Pwny. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and as always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.